Hey yo, this is another episode of the Steven from the Old Time Podcast. Listen to my dad, he's awesome.
This episode is a very special episode because when you think of the word legend or legendary, what comes to mind? In the dictionary, the definition of the word legend or legendary goes as such: a legendary person is someone famous for extraordinary achievements or a remarkable impact with their stories and deeds, inspiring others, becoming a very popular culture or tradition. They are highly admired individual. And my guest this evening is exactly that, with consistently releasing quality albums and always pushing the bar higher for himself. With his new album, Trees Are Undefeated, the Second City Saint himself, the best in the world, Vic Spencer is here tonight. What's up, man?
What up, what up, what up, what up? What's the deal? How y'all feeling, man? How you feeling, man?
Amazing, man. Thank you so much for being here. How are you feeling?
I'm decent, man. I couldn't be no better, man. Birthday tomorrow, just enjoying the new rotation about to approach us.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday beforehand, right?
Yeah, belated.
Yeah.
I mean, not belated, but pre.
Pre birthday.
Yeah.
So a new album is out. Trees Are Undefeated. And before we
What's
get
up?
into it, because I want to go through the album, man. And I'll be honest, I don't smoke. I really I really don't smoke, but this really, you know, there's something special about this record, man. And for somebody that doesn't smoke, really being invested in what you do on here is very different from what you did with your previous albums, because you
Yeah.
really have a lot of bodies of work, and you're that type of artist that, like I mentioned in the intro, you always, you know, you push the bar forward. You always kind of want to go over that ceiling that you've made for yourself. And having an album really around trees, really around weed, it got me thinking, what is this album really about? And the title that I give it is a beautiful love story between a man and his trees.
Yeah. You can say that. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of joints on the album, they kind of like reflect. I try to use like a woman as a metaphor. So most definitely you can say that. Also, you can add to that just the term trees are undefeated if you think deep about like car crashes and storms that trees take out houses, car smack a tree, the tree still standing. So trees are undefeated in that regard. And then trees ain't never did nothing to nobody. Like on the actual drug ain't really did nothing. You might forget something but that still make trees undefeated if you forget something. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like all the other drugs has ruined and plagued the communities, and like alcohol and crack, cocaine and lean, like all of these different drugs done did something um to the human body. But the weed, not so much, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of people need to put respect on the tree. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's me like being an advocate for the tree for sure.
So when did it first come to mind, this kind of concept for an album?
I say about a few years ago, like during the pandemic, I dropped an album called No Sean Skimps.
Mhm.
And it was like a mixtape setting for Trees, but it was all original beats and stuff like that. But it was like 20 songs on the album. So the length of the album made it feel like it was a mixtape. And this I wanted to go a different approach. I wanted an album that had beats that didn't sound like weed smoking beats, but it was like, okay, this guy's taking these beats and making this about weed. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't about weed, it still would be a Vic Spencer album. I was just trying to like play around with, you know, how to making an album that don't sound like it's cliche. Because when you think about weed, you think about the mixtapes, you think about certain artists and all that. I wanted it to be totally different from that. So all those thoughts and the length, yeah, that was like almost 3 years ago. I started compiling all of these beats for this project.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so having beats for that long, and it's something I want to talk about within the album. Sonically, the whole album sounds like it's one producer.
Mm,
Like the
mm,
way every song just goes into one another, it feels like it's one producer because sonically it all sounds like the same person made these beats. And you have every single song on here is a different producer, right?
hmm
And you got Future Wave on here, you got the
hmm
standouts on here, you got August on here, who you've worked with numerous amounts of time. But
hmm
how did you receive the beats? Did you ask each producer, hey, send me a batch of beats, or did you give them the concept sonically of what you wanted to hear from them?
Well, I actually started campaigning this on Twitter. Like I'm gonna make a weed album. Y'all send me, I'm about to smoke a nice amount of weed. Everybody that's my homies, send me some beats. You know what I'm saying? So people started seeing that and they started sending the beats. I also made that post on all the other sites too. So a lot of beats had came through and I wanted it to be uh multiple producers. I didn't want one producer to have not more than one track. So I definitely was aiming for, when you think of weed, you got different strains. So I wanted to, tie that in like that. And it through the years that producer list changed. You know what I'm saying? There was some beats, certain beats like I was hyped about, but then I fell out of love with. Like I sat with the beats for a while once I got them, and it took a while to compile them all too. Very choosy, picky type of beat picker. I'm over picky. Like it could be quite annoying how picky I am. So I know that. So I just I just took all of all of the beats that made me feel like I was like not smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm like these raw, but it don't sound like I should be rapping about weed on these. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make it about it. I'm gonna make them sound cool, and it worked out like that. I always get beats first before I start attacking the album. Like especially if I know which angle I'm going to attack on the albums. Like I knew it was gonna be about weed, so I knew what I was gonna be looking for, listening for, and it was gonna be the total opposite of what you think about when you think about the plant. So, and I was going to bring people into my world how I felt about the production and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that it worked out for me in that capacity, just compiling and getting the work done and actually working on the project. I feel like having the beats is the hardest part. Uh, once I had all the beats, it was like lock in time. You know what I'm saying? So the beats really and knowing what I wanted to rap over is really what catered to making sure I attack this in a like a Vic Spencer way.
Very descriptive Vic Spencer way. That's what I find each song has. There's a description and how you bring forth your lyrics on here. And I look,
Mm,
I've been listening to you for a very long time. When I called you legend, to me, you're in that category. You're in that category
thank you.
that kind of opened the light for me on the underground realm. Like you, West
Hmm
Side Gun. You are two artists that really got me into this underground
hmm
realm. And
hmm
like everything with your music has always been very descriptive, very attention to detail. Like when you fixate on something, you fixate on something, but you're able to bring it
Absolutely.
forward where you're able to like make us learn on
Yeah.
how you're breaking it down and how very into it you get with either the just the concept or the word that you're trying to bring forward. And I found on this project, man, like you really went descriptive. Like there's
Yeah,
descriptive Vic Spencer, and then there's Trees Are Undefeated descriptive Vic Spencer. Uh,
yeah,
and when you think of the subject of trees, weed, whatever you want to call it, a lot of people look at it and it's like, hey, you just smoke weed. Okay, what else is there to
hmm
it, right? But you made it a lot
hmm
more interesting for the listener to really grasp onto what you're trying to do here.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was purpose. That was purposeful. I definitely was trying to make this album like not sound like you know if it wasn't me, Wiz Khalifa could take my place. Nah, I don't think that the weed rappers would pick these beats. You know what I'm saying? It's still a Vic Spencer would pick these beats type of uh production sonically. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I was able to open up another chamber by being able to channel on weed, throughout this project. Like almost, I feel like 99.9% of each bar is about weed. Uh, I tell my hat off just for staying focused on topics for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely had the intention to salute and root for the plant, and it sounds wonderful. I think it sounds real good. I be trying to listen to the stuff like it's not new.
Yeah, man, and props to you on the way you created this. Now, do you sometimes write things down and then make it come to life when you hear the beat, or it's beat first, then you start writing?
Beat first every time, at least for a long time. That I could to the point I could say every time now.
Wow, that's awesome. And even hooks and everything like that, you really just flow with
Yeah,
beat.
I always come up with like the hooks towards the end of me recording. I never have the hooks when I'm like writing. Always when I'm in the studio writing. The next thing you know, I'm done with my verse. I think of something and just put it down.
That's interesting. It's a great way to write. I think beat is really what brings the energy to the writer, right? It
Hmm.
gets
Yeah,
everything out as you start hearing the beat and over going through the beat, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Let's get into the standout tracks on here because I think there's a lot more than what people think. Just in the way the album flows. Hip Bone to me is a
Mm,
is a relationship love song on how weed helps you through life.
yeah, absolutely. You got it right on the head. Yeah, absolutely. It takes me away from all of the troubles, all of the mishaps, all of the turmoil that I might be facing. Like, you know what I'm saying? As long as I keep next to me, that's why it's called hip bone, right next to me. And as long as I got her on my side, I'm always gonna be free, feel creative. I'm gonna feel like, you know, happy. Weed ain't never made me feel bad unless it was just some bad weed. So, you know,
You
it's
really
always
changed me in a
going,
beautiful way.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? To be
Yeah.
with you, I'll be abusing my pay. Like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, you made my life beautiful. And again, that's why I go back to the love story. It that's
yeah.
what songs like this bring out, and that's why it's super
Yeah.
interesting. And you got Rim on here.
Yeah. Shout outs to my brother Rim. Rock down for life. I
Absolutely.
already know.
Absolutely. Um, CFW.
Chasing for
CFW.
weed.
Yeah. So explain to me that Chaser for Weed, you dweebs.
Yeah, you chasing for weed. That's the the people that be putting the grabber the grabber flakes in their joints and they weed and all that. That's called putting the chase on the weed. So it's like, dang, y'all got chasing for weed. That's kind of dweebish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't do that. We ain't gonna disrespect the weed like that because I smoke tobacco. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't saying that. You know uh, you're not supposed to do it. Like it's one or the other for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you know, I ask people that do that, like, what is the, concept or how you feel about, how you feel when you hitting something like that. And they say get a head rush. It's like I get a head rush when I'm smoking a cigarette. So it's like, why would I, mix in the two? I'd rather just smoke one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So chasing for weed is just dedicated definitely to those people that be putting the grabber and hash and all of that crazy stuff in the weed, man. Let the weed be the weed. You know what I'm saying? Why you gotta
Yeah.
add all that extra? Add all that extra stuff in there.
So super interesting that you say that. So I've asked people why they put tobacco in their weed, and a lot of them tell me it's to make it harsher. When I was smoking many, many years ago, I was putting that in to make it harsher. But I was just doing it because the people I was around, it was something that was just, hey, you smoking weed, you're putting in tobacco.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. That's next level. Like, well, I'm already smoking weed out of a tobacco product, but it's just not flavorful. The tobacco product is not had like a scent or a flavor to it. So it's like I taste pure weed and I'm rolling up fat blunts. I'm rolling up fat like enough to the point where you can't even taste the cigar. You know what I'm saying? But when you smoking like with a hash or if you smoking a backwood, you always taste the residue from whatever you rolled up with. Like it's like the weed deactivates. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not the purpose of smoking. You know what I'm saying? The tree is supposed to be undefeated. Y'all saying tobacco is undefeated.
That's amazing. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Um, you got Quelly Chris on here.
Yes, sir. That's my
Hi,
brother for many, many years.
that's amazing that you got to get him on here. It brings another feel to the album with his flow, the way he's able to attack the beat. And you
Yes,
guys are both
sir.
storytelling on here. Your first case was for weed.
Yeah, my first case in front of my mom's, like, you know what I'm saying? I asked my brother, like my brother's embarrassed me, man, because he don't remember the story. I'm trying to tell my homies about the story. And I'm telling my brother, like, yeah, you remember this, bro? He like, no, I don't remember that. I'm like, hey, bro, you trying to make it seem like I be lying in my raps or something. I remember what happened, man. You know what I'm saying? But my mama was right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? My mama was, she ain't sell weed, but she gave us the weed. You know what I'm saying? My brother had the color Sierra. He was working at a sneaker store. That's how we used to get sneakers a lot at the time. But we was smoking in his car and the police pulled us over and my mama came out. She knew the police officer too. And the police officer was like, well, since he ain't got no record, we're gonna take him in. They could have took my brother and put all the weed on him, but they put all the weed on me since I ain't have no record. You know what I'm saying? Weed wasn't legal at that time. I think that was like 2000, year 2000 when that happened. So I was like, man, that's my first little case for weed. You know what I'm saying? I went to the station, they threw that shit out, but it was just like somebody got to go in. We caught somebody going in. You know, that was one of those cases. So that was my first case for weed. Yep, for sure.
It's crazy how now, and I talk about this with a lot of people, it's crazy how now when we used to get caught for smoking weed, and I did when I was a kid as well.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, fuck, it's legal. People were freaking out like back then. Like when I got caught by my parents for smoking, it was a whole big deal. It's like we were doing coke.
Right.
And now it's
Yeah.
just it's legal. Hey, fucking everyone does. You walking on the street, people are doing it. People are doing it before they go to work,
Yeah.
you know?
Fried, getting fried.
Exactly. What made you want Quelly Chris on this song in particular?
uh when I do records with Corley Chris, because we've been collaborating for a long time now. Whenever I do, it's always like I want to challenge my brother. He always give me like these, give me the put me in your world, Vic type music. And I think I do a good job of that. I feel like every time I've sent him something, he he's like, yeah, this is excellent. You know what I'm saying? Let me need some time with it. And then like, even if it's like before, if I wrote a verse already, you know what I'm saying? I'll go and write my verse and record it and then send it to him again. And he's like, oh yeah, now I really got something special for it now. And then next thing you know, he gets this special Quelle Chris, like this custom Quelle Chris verse. So I love the chemistry that we have on the music, and that's one of my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him
Yeah.
coming through in the clutch.
Shouts out to Quelle Chris, man, because his albums like are very different sounding than your albums, and for him to be able to tap into your story, your world is amazing to see. That's when you know, though, that artists could really do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'll be feeling like I'll be trying to put together like dream team records. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? To have him on the song with produced by Rob Metaphor, who is from here, that's like I look to him like he's like a little brother to me, you know what I'm saying? So we've been collaborating since the same time. Me and Quelle Chris been collaborating. They both are on the St. Gregory album back in 2016.
Wow.
So, you know, to have them, in conjunction on the track, like, I'll be thinking of stuff like that, doing things that artists hasn't done, you know what I'm saying? So connecting Quelle Chris over other people's production, it's just like it's next level, you know what I'm saying? I,
Yeah.
I'll be trying to pat myself on the back more for trying to create new dynamics in the game.
Yeah. It pushes the boundaries, right? Not always getting the same thing from artists, being able to go in different
Hmm.
bags and trying different things. And especially with an artist like yourself who's put out so many projects, you want to come out
Yeah,
different. You know what I mean? You want to do something different. And it's
yeah.
something that you never shy away from when creating your music.
Yeah, absolutely. I always try to focus on how I can bring people into my world. That's like one of my biggest things that I focus on when I'm making music. I also want it to sound good, but I want to add an extra, extra mouse sauce on the side for the piece of puff. Like, how can I bring people into what I'm actually rapping about or what I'm trying to convey? Like that's big. I feel like every artist that's their job. It's their main job. And, I want to be able to do that every time I pick up a pen or speak to a mic. I want to be able to make people realize, like, yeah, this guy is the art for sure.
Absolutely. Repeated strains with Backwoods Sweetie.
It's
Uh,
one of my favorite. One of
yeah,
my favorite joints.
yeah, you really described the bud on this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Kim Dog and Purple Alien, those are some of my favorite strains. And those are and as of late, truffle, white truffle. I think I've been smoking white truffle all year. Like I don't think I've like had more than a zip of nothing else, another other strain, because this strain makes me feel like it's so good. I don't mind smoking it over and over again. A lot of strains been hitting and missing as of late. So I just stick to what I know. And I still drink goose and pineapple juice. People done converted over to tequila, and they be thinking about the goose being an old drink. But I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? It's still 80 proof, still gonna do the job. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind smoking the same strain twice. So repeated strains is, representing that, you know what I'm saying? And I talked about how my brother Larry used to steal the weed from his mama's stash
Yeah,
in the beginning, like we was in high school getting fried thanks to that, you know what I'm saying? So and he don't smoke no more. So it's like I be taking long hits, you know what I'm saying? So I can smoke for him, you feel me?
yeah. Also, the evolution of strains, right? Because when we were younger, there wasn't that many strains. Now there's such an evolution in how many strains there is out there.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a lot.
it's crazy. Like even for a non-smoker like myself, just seeing so many out there, it's like, how do you pick and choose? And you said if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
want to know what else tastes like, what the
Yeah,
effect it's gonna be.
yeah. That's why it's important to know what your body, uh, reacts to. Like I feel like I'm an energetic person, so I don't need sativa. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sativa for me would feel like I'm just smoking just regular, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I don't like that tangy. I don't like the weed that smells tangy or tastes tangy. That's just a sativa red flag for me. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, that ain't the wave. But indica, as I know I rock with indica. I know that I rock with indica because it's simple. If I feel like I'm sleepy, then I know that the weed is working since I'm already an energetic person. I already know that. Yeah, I feel, yeah, I'm nice and fried. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I want to feel like that when I'm like occupied or doing whatever. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? If I'm getting high, I want to feel like the weed is working. The only way to find out if the weed is working is if I smoke indica and I feel like I'm getting sleepy. If I feel like I'm getting sleepy, then yes, yeah, the
It
job,
worked.
the weed is working. The weed is doing its job. So, you know, that's but that's what I prefer. You know what I'm saying?
Backwoods Sweetie. She's from Chicago.
I think she's from one of the Carolinas, I ain't mistaken. North Carolina,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But she raw as hell.
Yeah.
You feel me? She's super raw. Like
Two
she's so
times on the
cold.
album.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted her, like again, like if you go to her catalog, she's very like eclectic and very like force powerful, she's like a force to be reckoned with, like, you know what I'm saying? She's she don't play, you know what I'm saying? She got it, you know. So I wanted to utilize her in a way that I'd never heard her before. So, I put these beats are produced by Child Actor too, who also appeared on Earl Sweatshirt's album. So, you know, I wanted to I wanted to add Backwood Sweetie in the element that I never heard of, like in that poetry format. And I was glad that she did that in the beginning because I just was like, just say something, just whatever you want to do for the first beat. I want you to rap on the second beat though. You know what I'm saying? So I sent her both to, with how it's supposed to be. But when she did the poetry in the beginning, it just made it like so original and so new for people that may have never heard her or have heard her. Like, wow, she ain't never did nothing like that before. So I always want to bring that element out of artists, any artist I work with. But I'm just glad that Backwoods Sweetie got it without even with words. You know what I'm saying? The chemistry is A1. We real professional. So it's just like once you synchronize yourself with people like that, it's just easier to make records. And that Repeated Strains happened to be one of the coldest records on the album to me.
Yeah. Beat wise as well is something that stood out to
Yes.
me. And she did her thing on it. To be honest, like I had no idea who she was. And I remember you
Mm,
posted something mentioning her. So I was very intrigued on what it would sound like, but it fit
mhm.
perfectly
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
album.
she's cold. Yeah, she cold. I'm glad that how the record turned out. It's one of my favorite records. Yeah.
Blim Boy Spearhead, produced by Mike Schaub,
Woo! Now
Montreal's
that's
own.
my favorite. That's my favorite. If all my records, that's the track 7 on all my records is my favorite records on my
Really?
album. So yeah, so that's a fact to take with you. Every song on all my albums, my favorite song is track 7. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, I
Yeah.
never knew that. Is this the first time you mentioned that? Because I'm literally gonna go
No,
to
I
all your
think
albums and
I
figure it
mentioned.
out.
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned it on no albums, but I mentioned it in a couple of interviews, but not so much though. But yeah, the well, people that know, if you know, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like people that be around me when I'm sequencing the album, they know that yeah, track 7 I pick when I'm done recording the whole album for songs for albums, I listen to the album and pick track 7 first, then sequence the rest. So Blimp Boy Spearhead is my favorite record. I like how I rap on there. I like the smooth to gritty sound that it has. The second beat, I feel like it's one of the coldest beats that I heard.
Transition
You
was
know what I'm
great.
saying? And yeah, I'll be trying to be the king of the switches. So it's
Yeah,
like I wanted that to be, if you bought two Ace, you know what I'm saying? You got two different blunts rolled up. So when that one blunt done, you lighten up the next one. That's how I wanted it to. I wanted that effect That's how I wanted it, that switch to relate, like expect the unexpected type shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I liked it. I like how I did that. I liked it that. Yeah, you're like how the old people say, I liked it that right there.
Yeah. And Mike Shab killed it. Mike Shab is great
Yeah,
at producing, man. I remember
so
I was
cold.
at we were at a record convention about a couple of months ago, and Mike
Hmm.
Shab was there because he's from Montreal, right? And
Hmm.
I went up to him. I'm like, man, the way you select your beats, the way you produce your beats, and you have an ear for it. Like you're really,
Hmm. Yeah.
selective on how you put the music together. And when he does his own projects, man, I feel like it's a cheat code. He keeps all the great
Yeah.
beats for himself, but this one
Yeah,
really stands
man.
out.
I be hitting him up like some of those beats he just be looping up and just having it at the end of songs like, hold on, you're supposed to rap over that, man. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Loop that up and get that to me, man. Hey, man, don't be playing with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, Mike Shab is one of my favorite younger artists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Think I've been playing his music for like 3 years now, and he's just been dope. You know what I'm saying? All the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Different
And
bags.
yeah, I like his I like his way of thinking sonically. Like puts together some of the, you know what I'm saying, dope beats, dope rhymes, make that shit sound good. You win me over like that. You know what I'm saying? When it sounds like it has the truth behind it. It sound real. Sounds outstanding, like a standout, like it's a sore thumb. Like if Montreal had a sore thumb, it would be Mike Shab for sure.
Yeah. Unorthodox.
Yeah, super unorthodox. I love it. I love it. People would be scared to rap over stuff that he rap over. So
Oh,
it's
for
like
sure.
I wanna I wanna blend in with guys like that. Those are the guys that you gotta blend me in with. You can't put me in the box. You gotta put me in the community. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in blending in with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You catch Twister on my album, and then next thing you know, you catch Rock Marcy on my album. Like the gap between that is, you know what I'm saying, beyond crazy. Like the creativity wise, the gap beyond that is just crazy. Like to be able to, you know, work dynamics in between on the one spectrum and then on the other spectrum and be Vic Spencer. Like I feel like that's that's one of the biggest, it's one of my biggest artistry attributes, I say.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you got Twista, that beat that Twista was on is not a beat that I would hear Twista on, right? But you took him out of his box to be on that,
You
right?
know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah, he wanted that. Like I feel like when every artist link up with me, they always want to be in my world because I guess that's what makes them believe in my music or make them fans of my music because it sounds so different. It stands out. Like I feel like once that's understood by me, I feel like that's a beautiful thing. I feel like that's how I know they listening to my work. You know, if they
yeah,
want to be in my world like that, like imagining Twister called me and told me listen to 3 hours of my music. I was so happy that I was prepared to be able to be able to for him to say that. Like I was like, see, I be telling people to hide their music out, put the music out, because you never know when that opportunity come. Imagine a legend just telling you they just sat isolated listening to your music for that long. Like that's
that's
crazy in
crazy.
itself.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of when I listen to your music, it's kind of like not being in a vortex, but you're so interested in what the music has to offer. So he probably went
Hmm.
through the exact same thing,
Yeah, he
right?
probably heard it like, I get it. Like it's like a ring or like a light bulb come building right up on top of the head. Once you get it, it's like, you it's like an addiction. I feel like once people that listen to my music get it, it's like they get it. It's like they know that it's official. You know what I'm
That's what it's
saying? So
supposed to do. Exactly.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Expensive ladders, Ras Fresco, rolled up inside the courthouse.
Yeah, I rolled up a joint inside the courthouse one time. That was crazy. Like I think around the time the Yeezy 350s came out. I don't remember that date, but I had the Yeezy 350s on. It was like the hottest shoe at the time. You know what I'm saying? People was looking for them. So I felt I had to go to court for something. I think it was for weed or some traffic. I think it had something to do with traffic. And I remember like it was taking all day. I didn't roll up exactly, and it was like in the hallway. So I might as well. It's the hallway of the courthouse. Like it's literally right here. You know what I'm saying? And then I think I still got it on Snapchat. I had like the whole history. I'm rolling it in my hand like this, the joint, just letting the blunt roll in my hand as I sway my hand back and forth. And and I got the camera doing it, and I did it like while I'm sitting in the courtroom. Like I'm sitting in the courtroom waiting for my name to be called, and I got my phone on the camera roll. Like, man, I rolled this joint, and then I smoked it as soon when I got out the courthouse. Walked to my freedom, then I lit that. So all of that is factual. You know what I'm saying? Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And the
that's
other
my shit though.
standout is smoking with Sean Price high as fuck.
We brownies with rocknesses. We just chopped it up. Yeah, that was the Pacquiao fight, man. I watched the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight with Helter Skelter. Who can say that? Like, what?
And
I,
you were
I
high as
watched it
that high?
high as shit. Yeah, man, I had weed brownies with rockness at that right next to Sean Price. We smoking weed. Yeah, we was at Anthony Mace, fucking Anthony. We was at Anthony Mace crib, man. That shit was, man, a blast, man. I got to ask him about some of my funny bars that I like from him and all that. Man, yeah, I was high as hell. I couldn't believe it. I was smoking. That's like a flex in itself. That's why I said I smoked weed with Sean Price. I was high as fuck. That's a flex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Most people can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, most
I,
people didn't hang out with Sean Price, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I remember meeting Sean Price. He
Hmm.
came down to Montreal. It was him, it was Black Moon,
Hmm.
and Smith and Wesson, and he opened up.
Hmm.
And I remember
Hmm.
it was just when Random Acts came out with the album, right? Uh,
Okay, okay.
which Random Acts, that album is, I
It's
would
crazy.
say,
Yeah, I bought that from when I'm at the record store. I still got it up over here. Yes, sir. Random X
ridiculous
shouts
album,
to Hex Murder.
right?
Hmm.
And I remember, no, he were people having conversations with him? No, he was just, doing his own thing in his own corner, saying hi to people. And I remember, and I went up to him and I literally said, "Yo, man, this Random Acts record is amazing. I appreciate you." He literally looked at me, said "P," and give me a dap,
Hey.
and that's it. He like nothing else. So you were
That's
able to
funny.
get high with him
Yeah.
is a flex in itself.
Yeah, we used to have mad conversations. He used to call me all the time while I was at work. You know what I'm saying? He was fascinated with the fact that I lived in like one of the dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago and was still living. Like, man, you live in Inglewood, man. That's where Chief Keef and them. Like, Sean Price was very aware of who Chief Keef was and all that. He used to tell me to rap over Young Chop beats and all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of crazy that how cultured Sean Price was, but he also was a guy that was from the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Sean Price. We don't call Chicago Chirac. You know what I'm saying? We we look at the news. It's like the same thing happening everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how it's coming from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I had to tell him like, as long as you keep your foot out of people business, you know what I'm saying? You live longer. And I feel like that's anywhere, you know what I'm saying? So
Anywhere,
he was
even here.
he was he was ecstatic that I was like living in this neighborhood and going to work in this neighborhood and the neighborhood that he see on the news all the time. So he looked at me like I must have had like I was solid as a rock, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was dope though, just to be able to build with him, just be able to have conversations with him, smoke weed with him, and listen to music. Man, I sat and watched him listen to hours of my unreleased music. I went to his house and gave him my iPod and just told him to play whatever he wanted to play out of it. He said Rem was there. He's like, man, Rem, you hear this shit, man? This is the rawest rapper in Illinois. Like he used to be championing me. And it's just crazy to be able to have that and be able to say that on records. You know what I'm saying? Like
Crazy.
that's crazy, and be able to stick and be able to rep Sean Price like to the fullest, man. Top five dead or alive, no question.
Oh man, his music, years and years of listening to his music, man, and you could go back to it to this day and still be able to find something in it that is just extraordinary because he was that artist. You know what I mean?
That artist.
And I still
Yeah,
remember when he passed where I was and just the news again. I met him, yeah. I didn't know who he was personally, but just what he did for hip hop, probably for yourself a lot more than me, but what he was able to do and take hip hop and what he did with Helter Skelter, where he brought it to that level just with Monkey Bars and Mike Tyson and stuff like that. Nobody was making music that way. Nobody was making.
yeah, absolutely not.
Nobody had bars
Absolutely.
that way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's crazy. It's like in all seriousness, it wasn't serious. He just was able to take hip hop and make it something that we really enjoyed.
yeah, he did. He really did. He truly knew how to make words. He knew how to make a sentence like he knew how to make a sentence out of two bars. You know what I'm saying? Like he'd make one sentence sound like it's two sentences, and I think that that's a, a excellent way to write. You know what I'm saying? I always pay attention to how people write things because we all say, as rappers, we all say the same words in the same dictionary, but how did we say it? How did we put it out there? It always mattered. And I feel like Sean Price is the epitome of putting things together in a way where most would look at it as simple, but simple ain't never hurt nobody. Just like trees ain't never like man, Sean Price is the king of simple. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The king of it. And he made it sound like it was some of the greatest shit you never heard in your life.
It
And
made us
when you
freak out.
comfortable with, yeah, and when you comfortable in that realm, you unstoppable. Like all that intricate, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that hypocritical, all
Yeah.
that don't matter. You
No.
know what I'm saying? When he say one sentence and it feel like it make you feel like you want to punch a school bus, like he said. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's exactly what music supposed to do. It's supposed to give you that feel like that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I feel like Sean Price did a good job with that throughout his career.
Yeah. And he influenced a lot of artists too to be able to go
Hell yeah.
into that way. Look at yourself, look at Rim, look at so many artists, man. Like just like you said, to me, he's one of the most influential.
Absolutely.
Raz Fresco on here, Expensive Ladders, did a
Yeah, man.
wonderful job. Wonderful job.
Woo. That boy Rise Cold, man. He another person I look at like he been rapping forever for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So so for me to be able to do records with him is, just show that mirror reflection. Like, I appeared on one of his artist projects, and that was like our first time collabing. So this is like our official Vic Spencer Raz Fresco, the beginning of Vic Spencer Raz Fresco records. You know what I'm saying? He got something down the pipeline that's coming out on one of his albums. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. Me and Raz Fresco just be building and cooking. We cooked on the phone. We cooked that song on the phone. Like I
Wow.
wrote my verse, recorded it, send it to him. He listening to it while I'm on the phone with him, getting his bars together. I call you right back. Then next thing you know, 30 minutes later, I got the verse. Like we on the phone with each other. That's how I wanted to be in the studio with everybody. That's the main thing I would love to do. But when you feel like I couldn't get over there, to Canada real quick. I couldn't make it
Yeah.
happen. So it's like I had to, improvise. I think that Raz Fresco is the same kind of person. He would rather work in person with a person. You know what I'm saying? So for us to be able to connect like how we did just made it feel like we was there in each other's faces, just giving each other bar for bar, boom, 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 boom. feeding off each other. And I think that that's a wonderful way to connect with artists such as Raz Fresco, man. Mirror reflection. Salute to my brother.
Yeah, big shout out to Ras Fresco.
Salute to
Yeah.
Lil Kid too. He
Oh, that
produced it. He
beat.
from here. Yeah, it's a kid named Lil Kid. He from here. He from Chicago, man. He's always been on all of my albums. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a longtime collaborator, and he always has some of the best beats on my album. I got like that Busta Rhyme feel from this beat.
It's
And
the most out there beat on the album, right? It's the most,
yeah,
like
yeah,
spacey.
most energetic,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Give you a more up to speed type, you know what I mean? But that like I thought about when I picked that beat, I thought about the video when Busta Rhymes was when they what's the song Everything Remains Raw.
Yeah.
You know, when they you know what I'm saying? That's what made me think about that beat. Like that beat is one of those. Like if I had to do that video again, I'd be in the Jeep with three of the homies doing that same, you know what I'm saying? Play like 8 of those bars and then go to another video. That'd be exactly what I would do. That's what I thought about when I picked that beat.
Yeah, great track, great production. Again, the most out there beat on the album. It kind of really breaks up the album, right? Um,
Yeah.
Mosh Pit Nuggets. I just want to talk about the production on here, the standouts. Amazing. It gave you a very jazzy club type of soul beat, like that has that mix in there where you could play this with a suit on in a
Hmm.
jazz soul club.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You hit that right on the head. Yeah, for sure. That's I like that joint a lot because it's like a nod to me being a sucker to jazz. You know what I'm saying? I love like throughout my career, you catch me rapping over some of the illest jazz sound and records, you know what I'm saying? Production. I love it. And I think that they did a good job. Standouts did a wonderful job with making sure that they send me that beat because they know that I'm a sucker for that. And I felt like the album kind of missing that. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the whole album, like that's the only joint that got like the jazz aesthetics.
Yeah.
Like how you said, like in a club bar, you know what I'm saying? You got some club soda and
Lounge. Yeah.
you got your lounge, you got your black and white film, you know what I'm saying? Like that's yeah, it give me that vibe. So yeah, you hit that right on the money.
If Trees Wore Leggings is probably the most interesting songs on here. And I could listen to that song over and over, five, six,
Uh-huh.
7 times, just because I find it so interesting. And you had part one on
No
uh
Sean Skimp. Part
yeah,
1 and 2 is on No Sean Skimp.
yeah, and then
I just didn't name it that. I just wanted people to kind of like, yeah, that's when they hear part 3. I guess, yeah, if you heard
you go
part 1,
back.
you be like, oh, I see it's 2 beats on that, so it's part 1 and 2. Yeah, and both of these are produced by Unjust, and I got animation for both of the. I got animation for If Trees Wore Leggings part 3, and for part 1 and 2. I'm gonna actually put them out very soon. You know what I'm saying? So, as I'm running with this campaign for Trees Are Undefeated, see Vic Spencer animation. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know what? Don't even explain what the song is. I'm sure it's going to be explained in the animation.
Absolutely.
Okay, exciting. Can't wait. Oven Lungs, Future Wave. I love how you started off with the singing.
Hmm.
It was a different side of you that we've heard before, but this gave me Pimp C style vibes
Okay, for sure.
because
Okay.
it's a more out there beat by Future Waves. There's a lot more drums on it,
Hmm.
so it kind of gave that energy. And Pimp C for me is always somebody when he would sing, it would flow so well with the beat, but it would be so different,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And you did that with this again. Pimp C, Vic Spencer, 2 different artists, but you were able to tap into that singing vibe of like, hey, Pimp C doesn't always sing, but when he sings, he sounds good. Vic Spencer
Hmm.
doesn't always sing, but when he sings, he sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. So a lot of people that be in the singing realm that I be around, they be gassing me up, talking about, yeah, man, you got a voice and all that. I'm like, man, y'all tripping, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I do feel like I got a voice, like I can carry a note a little bit. And I think that that joint in lungs, I that actually didn't have like no singing vocals on it at first when I originally recorded it. It was when I was getting it mixed and mastered, I thought of doing those harmonies at that time, and I put it on there. Like I had did a video with this cat named Lamar Landers. He's a director that thinks about like how to create videos during like sunrises and sunsets, and he play off like weather to convey videos, you know what I'm saying,
Wow.
and use artists such as myself like use a song that kind of can relate to that. And I think Up and Lungs related to what he was trying to do with this sunset, a series of sunrises. That's what it was called, a series of sunrises. So we shot the video at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, when before the sunrise, and during the sunrise we shooting the video. And I didn't have no singing on there, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no vocals on there. The video is out now, but I wanted it to be out. I guess it's like an album version, you know what I'm saying? So for people that might have seen that video during the time I was promoting another album, Interstate Potluck with Bucky Luger, now they can put the two and two together and then take away something different from it too. You know what I'm saying? With the harmony. So I added that at the last minute. And I was almost about to take it off again, but I don't know, some stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And then I hear people talk about that song and harmonizing that song when they talk to me. So I feel like, okay, I did a good job. Overthinking it, you know what I'm saying? But that's one thing with trial and when you creating music, you know what I'm saying? You want to give people more of what you thought would be great. That's prime example of the Oven Long. Salute to Future Wave too. This our first time uh, him being on the album of mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I worked with him through Pro Dillinger. Pro Dillinger's working on the album with him, and they put me on a single and joint, you know what I'm saying? And that was beautiful. That's the beautiful start of me and Future Waves beginnings, and it's gonna be more work from us, man. Stay tuned.
There's two artists I want you to work with. Future Wave, and this is why I'm crossing my fingers. I want you to have an album with Future Wave. That's on my what artist should work with which producer. And the other one is Nicholas Craven. Because
Wow.
I
There
think
he is.
I think Nicholas Craven would give us one of the best Vic Spencer albums, because when you talk
Mm,
about jazzy, when you talk about loops, when you talk about
mm,
sampling, like the sampling voices, women sampled voices with you on
hmm.
there, it would be incredible. So if there's one, it's you and Nicholas Craven, and if there's two, it's you and Future Wave. Those are two of my dream collabs albums for you.
Fire, fire. I love that. I
So
want to see that happen. I want to make that happen for you.
so what I'm gonna do is, because Nicholas Craven is from Montreal, I'm gonna go find where he lives. I'm gonna knock on the door and I'm gonna say, look, listen, you don't know me, I don't know you, but you need to make an album with Vic Spencer.
Steve, you the man if you do that, man.
Hey, look, I might get punched in the
You're already the
face.
man, but you, hey.
I might get punched in the face. So he might attack me. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you know what? If it happens because I did that, then we're good. Then we're golden, right?
You
Um,
might be like, you know what? I'm tired of people saying that because there's a lot of people saying that we need to work together. So he might be like, you know what? Enough is enough, man.
yeah,
He might hit me up right then and there because we got each other numbers.
I'll find him.
I hit him up. He ain't reply to my text yet, man. So tell him, man.
I'll
Let's
make it
get to
happen.
let's shake a planet, man. Let's shake a planet real quick.
Absolutely. And song 13, just the way it ends off, a beautiful
The
way of
wrong
ending off.
noise.
Yep.
That's crazy how that joint came together. I felt like I was on my Quincy Jones shit when I put that joint together because it's produced by Messiah Music, who will be making music with Arm and Hammer and all that. But also, it has a flute player on it, Mayshell, shouts to her, and it has a trumpet player on it, Simeon Veltz of the Prime Meridian, a legendary group from Chicago.
Wow.
but he's playing the trumpet. Then I got Rita Monet on the rapping vocals. Then I have Adam Ness, or the male singer. Uh, Inga, female singer. So it's like the posse cut and a different. It's like the posse cut is different. You know what I'm saying? It's not like your typical posse cut, but that's the version of posse cut. I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to, you know what I'm saying? The wrong noise, like they call weed loud. You know what I'm saying? And that, traffic could be the right noise when you're talking about something being loud or something like that. Weed is definitely the wrong noise. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely the stronger it is, it's definitely the wrong noise for you know what I'm saying. But I love that. I love the concept of that record, and it just showed me that one of my all the things that I be thinking about in my head could come true if I really, you know what I'm saying, put my heart and mind to it. So that's one of those tracks that represents all of that.
Yeah, very musical track too. And what
Yeah,
you really ending it off on there is like, hey, this is the end of the album. This is the end of the story.
yeah,
Thank you for checking it
yeah.
out style. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, absolutely. So where do you rank this album within all your projects? It's a tough question
Uh,
for sure with all the projects that you have, but making music for the how long you've been making music and just having so many standout ones, but this being one of your most interesting ones, and it's the freshest one. Where would you put it within your projects?
man. I put this right up there. Like a lot of my favorite albums of myself be rotating like on some random shit. Like one day I'll be thinking about how Duffel Gems is better than A Smile Kill My Demons, but things change. I don't is better than that. Like a lot of times I'll be having like these combative, like you know what I'm saying. But I would put this album right next to like if I had like I think it'll be like in the top 10.
Okay.
I say about like 6 or 7. Like I wouldn't put because I again I'm not like big on conceptual albums.
Okay.
I'm I'm always the guy that's trying to curate something that's, you know, a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to talk about a lot of stuff. But now, with this just being a weed album, it's just a weed album. You know what I'm saying? But it's a cold ass weed album. So, it's not one of those fly by night joints. And I think the people are really, really rocking with it. And that matters for a lot too. So I would say in my top 10 for sure.
To add to you calling it a weed album, the thing about this record for me is that you could consistently play it. You don't get bored of it. It's something that you could put on in the morning while you're driving. It's something that you put on in the headphones, go for a walk. It's something that you could have in the background because there's a lot of musicality to it, and it flows
Mhm,
super well. But it also
mhm,
makes you think of what you're saying and make it
mhm,
that interesting, like I've mentioned before. So it's an album that you can always have playing. And
mhm,
like the first time you sent me the project, I literally listened to it 10 times back to back.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It just flows.
Absolutely.
It really just flows, and it has something to the music of it that makes it stand out. And it's a really, really good project, man. You should be super happy with this body of work that you did. And I'm gonna be that guy and ask this question: Are we getting CDs
Mhm.
for it?
I'm working on it. Yeah, absolutely. I just trying to see what it look like. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get the merch going for this project. Just waiting, you know what I'm saying? Put things in order, put things in place. Yeah. I'm looking to get some CDs for this. Yeah.
Wonderful, because all my Vic Spencer, I have so many. I have a bunch of Vic Spencer albums, but there's always holes in between each album that haven't come out on CD. We've had this conversation before. I
Yeah.
gotta have this conversation again. There's so many of them that I don't have because they haven't released on CD.
Yeah.
But I think it's super important, man, that you keep putting out the albums on physicals for the people to be able to own your creation.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I agree. You know what I'm saying? If I don't do anything, I got to do CDs.
Absolutely, because you're a CD collector yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I love CDs. That's my best form of music to listen to and to have, like the CD. Like I got vinyl, got cassettes, everything, but CDs is my best format.
100%. And you still have an iPod.
I still got the iPod, yeah, from college, oh 02 to oh 05. You know what I'm saying? And still got the music that came out in that era, what I was listening to on that too.
Yeah, I still have mine also. I actually have it here.
Yee, let's go.
So I have the 160 gigs, but I put a
Let me go
SD
see.
card. Yeah, I put the SD card in here, which gave it, I think, 500 gigs.
Oh yeah, you went crazy. I only got the 120 gig, you know what I'm saying? But this bad boy is
Still
excellent.
works.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's still wonderful. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest things to have. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give me some the original headphones to go with it. Um,
I
I
have.
don't know what mine's at. I need to get mine. Yeah, I know Best Buy has them. I'm gonna give me a pair.
Oh, they still
I need to
have
get
one
them.
with the aux cord?
Yeah, they still sell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you can't find them, let me know. I have literally a box full of those headphones. I can just send them to you if you can't find them.
Just I ain't gotta go do nothing now. Just send them to
Okay, cool. Good.
me.
Good. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent. So as somebody that's just getting into Vic Spencer, whether it's with
Mhm.
this album or the last album or whatnot, somebody that wants to get into Vic Spencer and go through your catalog, what's the first album you're going to give them to get into Vic Spencer?
The Ghost of Living. Ghost of Living is the start of like the my vinyl run. And it's either between that and the Cost of Victory. Like those two joints are the ones that um a lot of other people would say, man, those are the go-to. Like you will start your rabbit hole, you will enjoy your rabbit hole if it starts off with these projects, you know what I'm saying? So I think they really would enjoy it starting from there. So yeah, I think those two more so the Ghost of Living because the success and Big Ghost being a stellar producer and having me like come in right after West Side Gun and Conway. Like he did the Griselda Ghost first with them, and then my album was second. Like that was like one of the biggest, you know what I'm saying, moves and chess moves that Big Ghost made. And there was a lot of like, man, yo, how could I, that album was dope, you know what I'm saying? My album be able to stand right next to that, you know what I'm saying? So
It
when
did.
it did, and yeah, it did. So it's like I was happy as hell, but I just wondered, I was just like, man, nobody really knew of me at that time, really. Like, I was still one of those. I still feel like I'm an acquired taste, and if you know type rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen and you know that Vic Spencer is dope. But it's only a certain handful of us that feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Once we once we be able to, have majority of the world feel like that, we'll be like, yep, we told you so.
Absolutely. And if you know what I had to go through to find that on CD, the project,
Ah.
because Gourmet Deluxe it sold out, and then there was no
The
way of
Ghost
me.
of yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, that album like be selling for like $400 on eBay. I saw. I'm like, man, that's crazy,
Yeah,
crazy work.
I got
I
mine
wish I
now.
had an extra one for you. I would have sent it to you.
No, I finally got it because the Rap Winkle re-released it.
I'll
Uh,
re-release the CD. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
if I could get my hands on the original Gourmet Deluxe, I
The
would pay. I
original.
wouldn't give a shit. I would like that. I think it's a very important album within hip hop and the underground and the culture. I think it's a very important one because it's so different than the one he did with Khan and West
Yeah.
Side Gun, and it just really stands out. So like if I could have two copies of that, the old version and the new version, I would pay for it 100%. Um, uh, which album that went under the radar that you want fans or people that are fans of you that don't maybe not listen to that record that should go back and listen to that record because it's something that you really enjoy and you think it flew under the radar. I have what's mine that I'm going to tell you,
Mm,
but I want to know what your
okay.
pick is.
Uh, I think I want to say St. Gregory because I feel like St. Gregory dropped the year when the Ghost of Living dropped. The Ghost of Living actually was not supposed to drop. Um, it was a call at the last minute from Big Ghost. I think Hus Kingpin cocaine, the cocaine joint was supposed to drop second. And I think I beat Hus Kingpin to being completed.
Okay.
Like I work pretty fast. I've been working pretty fast for a while now. But Big Ghost, I don't think I was waiting for Big Ghost was to like criticize the joint. He never did that. Like he never said nothing about. He's like, man, all these joints is fire. I'm like, dang, what happened to the Big Ghost where he sound like Ghostface? He's supposed to
Yeah.
give me like the criticism of a lifetime. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The
I'm supposed to.
blog Big Ghost.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted that. I wanted, but he didn't give me none of that. I was like, wow, this album must be really, really, really dope. I feel like, man. I thought that that's what's gonna come out like last. So I put out St. Gregory and that was like in November. And then next thing you know, Big Ghost hitting me up like, you know what, man, let's drop it sound like a wintertime album. Let's drop it right now. I'm like, boy, wait a minute, and so I feel like St. Gregory went under the radar for that. But I still feel like St. Gregory is one of those if you know, you know
Mhm.
type albums. But I feel like St. Gregory, out of all of the albums, it's either between that and if George Bush was cool. I feel like people mad slept on that album,
Yeah.
slept mad on that album.
That was
You know,
2021, 2020, or am I wrong?
21.
Yeah.
It might be 22.
I'll check now because
George Bush was cool. 22. Yep.
2023.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. That was a good record. Good record. So
Yeah.
mine, and you'll probably be surprised. It's a project that I go back to that I think is underrated within your catalog is Nothing is Something.
Ooh, yeah, man. I got so many sleepers, man. The nothing is something with Tree. That's last year's effort, right? Or no, the year
2023.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's such balance on that record. Like beats that
Yeah.
you've really never rapped on. That trap
Yeah.
soul, that trap style of beat. And to
Yeah.
me, it's like Vic Spencer could hold his own on any style of beat, right? We never
Yeah.
heard you on
Yeah.
that style of beat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I only get on that style of beat when I'm with Tree. And Trees told me that I'm the only person that can get him to rap. So I feel like both of those reasonings always makes us like the greatest group. You know what I'm saying? To be able to work with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm on me isolating that type of sounds, particularly to whatever Tree does, is just makes me another landmine in the field. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Tree and that soul trap sound is a sound that's very distinctive. Feel like that sound always be the sound that's you know can't be duplicated, but also people be feeling like, oh, I can't do that because I'm rapping over boom bap or I'm rapping over drumless and all this. I got a specific style. It got to be different. It got to be unorthodox. Nah, these are good 808 banging joints. And I'm gonna still do Vic Spencer on those. I always feel like people be trying to put me in that box. They can't. You got to slow that box down real quick. You know what I'm saying? Add a few streetwear stickers on the box. I am gonna be different. I'm gonna be different. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And song 7 on here is Flood, which is one of my favorite songs on.
Ooh. Yeah, Flood is cold. That's one of my favorite joints, yo.
Yeah. So that was my pick for one of the ones that went under
That's
the radar.
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Uh, man, before we get up out of here, when I have the guest for the first time, we do just a top 5 in 5 seconds. So I'm gonna
Okay.
ask you 3 questions of a top 5, and you just got 5 seconds. Nobody ever does it in 5 seconds, but it's just a small little thing that we do. So
Okay.
your top 5 weed strains.
Kim Dog, Purple Alien, White Truffle, Gorilla Glue #4, and Topanga Canyon.
Your top 5 munchies.
Hot Chew Sweet and Sours, uh, Freeze Pops. Um, um, I've been eating plain Ruffles with hot sauce.
Wow.
Uh,
Shit.
uh, man, what else, man? Uh, what else? What else? What else? Mike and Ike sour watermelons and and watermelon itself, the fruit.
And the last one is the most difficult one. Your top 5 Sean Price bars.
Damn.
I just had to ask that one. I had to.
uh uh I don't parlay with a crew, nigga. I don't wale in them new niggas. I like
I
that.
love that one.
I like I will wow on every nigga cross dressing the S's of Tyler Perry. That's one sentence he made to 2 sentences. Eminem nice, but Eminem white, nigga, it's my time. What? Woo. Oh, come on, man. Oh man. What did he say? He said, "Have you ever heard of Sean?" Hell no. I guess y'all preferring the Uncle Murder songs. I'm sure the whack like I'm sure the whack like Hancock movie. Yeah. And then what's my other one? Hey yo, Giraffe next, niggas. I blast text. Alejandro came through with the Mexican Aztecs. Boot camp is the army, better yet a navy. Marine Air Force Ones, nigga. Them shit's crazy. Don't play me, nigga. You be spit that bullshit. That's what he said. You don't spit that bullshit. You spit that bullshit. Yeah. Them
Amazing.
some of my Sean Price favorite bars right there. It's plenty more, but man, I will wild on every nigga cross dressing that has some Tyler Perry. Hey, what? No, ain't nobody fucking with that.
I literally used to sit in front of YouTube for hours, 4, 5, 6 hours, just watching Sean Price interviews, music videos, and just him freestyling.
Woo, yeah, man, so cold.
Yeah.
So cold. Yeah. Sean Price is man, overwhelmingly cold, man. He
Yeah.
just had like the bars that make you, man. I be feeling like if a bars can make you laugh, but he don't look like a person that be joking around. He really look like he'll punch your face in. Like he really look like he's not approachable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Never used to
for
tie
him
the
to
Timberland boots.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And for him to be able to make you laugh like that, man, that just let me know like what type of trader, what type of person he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? In person, he was just like if you knew him, he was like a person that was like had people laughing all the time. Like,
Yeah.
man, this man could have been a comedian for real, for real.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that he put that wittiness and that character into rapping because you know that what made me a ultimate fan, top 5
Yeah.
show.
Absolutely. So what's next? Anything coming out this year? Do you have anything on the agenda?
I got 2 more albums in the pipeline before the year's out. Um, Psychological Cheat Sheet Part 6 being one of them.
Wow. Okay.
Set out to come out in December, and then I got another project that I'm working out the kinks on right now called Show and Prove, Not Back and Forth. It's gonna come real soon. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna drop maybe 2 albums this year. I was like, you know what, man? I'm getting back to my Vic Spencer way, 4 to 5 albums a year. You know what I'm
Love it.
saying? I got the music, you know what I'm saying? So it's time to shake the planet during the fourth quarter.
Absolutely, man. You're doing a great job at it. And before we get up out of here, man, I just want to say thank you for the music that you put out, man. I've been listening to your music for it's been a minute, you know. Like I'm
Mhm.
happy to say I've been listening to you for a long time, and I appreciate you giving me the time of day and being able to come on this platform and just talk about your music. Keep doing what you're doing because you're making a difference within within the culture of hip hop and what you bring to the table and being different and, doing it your way. Keep doing it your way, man, because nobody's doing it the way the Vic Spencer way. So just keep
Thank you, man.
Keep putting out these projects, man. We appreciate you greatly for what you bring to the table.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for lending your ear, being with me on this long journey, man. I got continuous work to do. So you're in for a wild ride on the VI wave, you know what I'm saying? So it's going down, man. Salute, love to you, man, all the time for always repping me and always supporting the music.
110%, man. We appreciate you. Vic Spencer is here. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.